Compared to the female, he's just like scrawny. The males look like that. They're like just scrawny little things. Actually, better yet, there you go. That's male. That little fella that looks like he's all scrawny. Yeah, those are males. The very little guys. They don't grow too big. They're very scrawny looking. Kind of like all skin and bones kind of look. They're not really as big and round as the females. Females are like the jumbos. Well, the males look like that. That's a male. They're really skinny. They don't grow much bigger. Maybe a little bit more in size, but they keep skinny, scrawny, very. So yeah. You can see that they're very happy together, and they sometimes will pair off. If you keep them at a big school, you'll see a big huge ball of them enjoying each other, and the females will just be happy to see them as long as you keep them going, and they'll pair up. You know, that's the one good thing about Corydoras and about other stuff, is they'll pair up with things. Well, with Corydoras, they're non-monogamous, just like other fish. They'll just breed with anybody. It's kind of like that with all fish. They're non-monogamous creatures. But when they get pregnant, that's what a swordfish will look like. They'll start actually getting bigger, bulgier, and boxed off, just like a guppy, because they're also live bearers. Because there's different types of live bearers you can get. There's these swordtails, guppies, mollies. Sometimes will also be, they're also live bearers. So are platies. These are a few of my live bearers. They're in with my egg layers. Because my egg layers are like these guys and the cories. They're my main egg layers. They enjoy laying their eggs. Only difference between a cory and the zebra danios is these guys will scatter their eggs just like a neon tetra. Well, a Corydora will actually plaster them on the glass, trying to make sure that the glass is covered in their eggs. And you have to use either a flat object like a credit card, a gift card, or sometimes you'll also have to use other things like you'll have to use a razor blade or something like that just to scrape their eggs off the glass. And when you do get their eggs off the glass, they somewhat resemble that. That little guy is an egg. It's a very, very interesting egg, but nonetheless they look like that. They're very small. This tumbler has a bunch of them. You can see them sometimes fly up to the top, little round brown objects. That's actually eggs. That's how big the cory eggs are. They're small like that. So they're very, very, very small, you know. Eggs don't get bigger. They're very tiny. Some of these are fungus, which is not good, but it happens to eggs. But yeah, that's what they look like. They're little tiny kind of round balls that are sometimes white. If they're gray, they're fertilized. Sometimes they'll turn like khaki brown when they're fertilized. Then when they hatch, you'll be having some babies, because the babies love to move and they love to hang out, and you'll definitely have some of those guys in there, and you'll be able to have babies that will actually show up and they'll look pretty cool, you know. Babies always tend to be very kind of, well, they're nice, you know. To put it bluntly, they're very nice. I like having babies. Because babies like to move occasionally, and then when they come out, they're not that big. Like, that little guy is not that big at all. That little fella is a very small baby. And there's a few of them in there, and they're very small. Like, as small as a needlehead. In some cases, a little bit bigger, but not by much. You know, you're lucky sometimes if you get a baby That's a little bit bigger, but not by much at all. Like, these babies don't grow big. They grow small. They stay small. There you go. That's how small they grow. I have to zoom up, and that's a baby. Probably a panda. Excuse me. But yeah, they're very small babies. They don't grow big at all. These babies stay very tiny. And this is 4 times zoom on my camera, and yeah, these babies stay very tiny. And they like to move a lot, so chances are if you have them, they'll be pretty much a lot of wigglers that will like to wiggle around and kind of go from place to place trying to swim up and grab their air. They're just like great little fellas, you know. They don't grow very huge. They grow big enough, but not like excessively giant, you know. Lots have snails in there. Those ones are small. They're like mini ram's horn snails that I put in there. They don't take up a lot of room, and they don't really bug the babies as much as anybody would think. They're actually very peaceful, to say the least. They're very peaceful indeed. I like to use them sometimes for excess food or stuff like that, because when it comes down to it, if you have like little snails, they'll actually take care of anything that the fish don't. So it gives them a chance to actually more or less take care of everything else. And fish actually don't mind them being in there. But yeah, that's what I have.